All right, here we go for episode 21. Is that what
Yep.
we got now? Episode
Yep.
21 on 10 Away.
Ricky Rudd,
So,
Josh Berry,
the modern Josh
just
Berry,
Wood
yes.
Brothers.
Wood Brothers in general, Trevor Bain,
Yep.
Harrison Burton.
Ryan Blaney at
Yeah,
one point.
episode 21 of 10 Away. So, the intro I have is this past week, about a week and a half, last Sunday, me and Sam have been binge watching Stranger Things because the new season's going to come out in November, and I basically watched each season of Stranger Things when it came out, essentially. So every few years I would watch it and then get caught up, watch it and then I'd be caught up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. So in the third season, not to give anything away if anybody's listening, in the third season, there's a tall Russian guy,
Yeah.
and he is probably every bit of like 6.5 feet tall. Tall Russian dude. He's got kind of a buzz cut hairstyle, and so last week in the episode, Sam and I are watching. He's got black jeans on, black boots, a dark blue zip-up jacket, and a black shirt. And he walks in this house with like an AR or an AK or something, and he's trying to find Hopper. And so, what's so funny about it is we're sitting there watching it. The episode is just playing, and I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of sleepy, and
Is that dip
just
all right? I
it's
keep
trying to pop out, man. It's like as I'm talking, it wants to pop out. It's not settled in yet. So it's it's I'm sitting there, and usually late at night by about 12:30, I start to get relaxed on the couch, and next thing you know, I'm over there. I'm
Yeah.
passed out, right?
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and like I said, I'm not all there. I'm watching the show, but it's getting to be my bedtime. Well, Sam looks at this Russian guy who's, like I said, black jeans, black boots, this black shirt, and like a dark blue denim jacket on,
Hmm.
and he's walking in this house with an AK, and she's like, he looks like the Intimidator, and I'm sitting here kind of like this, and it hits me. I look over at her and I said, the Intimidator? Do you mean the Terminator? And then the look she gave me, dude, she was just like, I can't believe I said that. And I started laughing. I was like, yeah, get him, Intimidator.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've been saying all week is Intimidator. When we see the guy in the show, we,
Oh,
we
and
call him
yeah.
like, hey, there's the Intimidator.
You
But
look
he's
up, it's
walking through
actually
the
just
house.
Dale Senior.
Yeah, it was so funny because I'm like, that's the story I gotta tell for 10 Aways.
Yeah.
She called someone on a show instead of the Terminator, she called him
What's better
the
than her
Intimidator.
saying he looks like the Rainbow Warrior?
I mean, yeah, that's for sure.
He looks like the best thing since sliced bread.
For real. For real. But no, I was cracking up like in my deep state of like trying to fight sleep and watch Stranger Things. She goes, he looks like the Intimidator.
And then you
And I
just
was
woke
like,
up.
it was like everything connected. And I said, what? Like, did you mean the Terminator?
That's funny.
So that was
And
the
now
good
you made
laugh
it
for
relatively public. So
yep.
it's going to be a good amount of people that have heard this
There's
now. They're going
if
to judge.
anybody's gonna watch season three of Stranger Things, there's the Intimidator. Dale Earnhardt
Yeah.
is back. He makes a
Well,
cameo, but let's jump into Daytona.
yeah. Jump in. All right, so great Daytona weekend is in the books. I do want to say before we actually dive into anything, I want to be thankful for a great weekend, two great weekends in a row, I should say, from tracks that maybe aren't the ones we look forward to at the moment, but as will critique very hard when a bad race happens, let's also praise some good racing. I'm sorry if Lucy is too loud back there. I don't know if it's picking up, but
Nah, you're fine.
yeah, I thought about that because I was like, I think my question for later is like, this didn't fix any problem. This is a nice race, a good weekend amongst uh continuing issues. There's always so many factors at play with race weekends. I mean, all the way down to like what the weather is like. And
Right.
so and that's not even me saying rain. I'm saying like if the humidity is higher than normal or something, and that just plays
Man,
a
it
factor.
was so humid
I
down
can
there.
imagine. But
So humid.
yeah, I'm just thankful for two good races, for good race weekends back to back for two tracks that typically I go into like, all right, let's see what the hate comes out of this. And
Right.
yeah, so kind of more of the surprising. But the Xfinity race, you were there, obviously, but let's look at the winner real quick. Parker Kligerman. Man,
What a cool story.
that's funny that you say that. One of my notes was or just things I wrote down was like it feels like a story that finally got an ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, but yeah, just really cool to see him jump in. And I was like, this is a really competitive car at any track, so we'll see how it goes. And definitely raced it to the win. Um, yeah, like you said, very cool to watch him just be able to take that in. So,
Yeah. Well, it makes it even better because of what happened in Daytona this past
and I was there for
February.
that. I remember that.
So he won in the truck series, but then technically was disqualified for ride heights or something.
Yeah.
Spoiler ride height, and then for him to come back and be able to win, and with the Connor Zilisch situation, him jumping in the car for him, and then to win. I actually
Yeah.
didn't get to watch the finish until I got on the plane
Hmm.
because we were in the garage. We were pushing some of our stuff back because we wrecked with like 10 to go. So all I knew was you can hear the cars on the track. So when you're back in the garage, you can see the pylon, the scoring pylon, and you see it's like white flag. It'll say on the very top of the scoring pylon, it says white flag. And then halfway around, you can hear the cars, and then you see yellows out, and it said 88 was still at the top. So I was pretty sure, I was like, I think Parker won.
Yeah. It
And we
was
didn't really know until we kind of were leaving. We started checking our phone, and I'm like, damn, the 88 did win. Like,
yeah.
oh, like that's awesome. Good for them.
It was a cool one to watch him win. I mean, it was yeah, it was just it was a fun it's one of those feel good moments where you're just like, this is somewhat like no one's really gonna hate on this one too much. There will be
No,
the one, there'll be the
I thought it
couple,
was
but
great. Yeah.
yeah. But real quick, the
Maybe not the
scheme.
typical Wreck
Hmm?
Fest, the Daytona product for Xfinity, but I think it was still a solid race.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It was a great weekend in my book. I mean, just solid races, both. I mean, yeah, like it kind of these both races prove that the big ones are fun to watch, but they are also aren't needed. It can still be fun without it. But it was, something that was pretty tough for me this weekend for both races. And I go through a lot of hard things in life. There's a lot of hard situations, but nothing's harder than when there are a lot of cool schemes out there and having to narrow it down
All
to
right, let's
just
hear
even a
them.
couple. The seven car, pretty cool. I
The
liked it a
seven
lot.
car. I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember what the seven looks
Allgaier
like.
was like a army green with like a
Yes, yes, yeah, that
yeah,
was a pretty cool looking one.
yeah. And then the 99 car looked really good. And it
Hmm.
and it was up there most of the night
He
until
was
again.
up towards the front.
Yeah. And then I just put down Alpha Prime. Again, I think I'd done this already, but Alpha Prime, just all the cars looked good. I like,
Alpha Prime, you can never go out of business. You'll break Owen's heart
I
because
mean,
he
they can
loves
go out
y'all's
of business,
schemes.
just make their designer go somewhere. Like
Whoever does the design for the cars has got to go to another team.
yeah, you got a friend in me, as they would say in Toy Story. But no, I was like, yeah, they all looked good. Particularly the five looked really good. I thought
Okay.
that 7-Eleven looked really, really good. So, but yeah, and the Cup Series was almost just as hard. I like throughout the race, I made like two changes, and it's a hard life out here.
Right.
But uh, yeah, so like we said, the 88 wins without Zilich. My theory now is, as Zilich is a great driver, he's gonna, I'm sure, do pretty well getting in the Cup next year. So that's also another thing that I actually want to get, just a small conversation about in a second. But after watching Parker win, after watching Larson win, even like Dale winning as a crew chief, I'm just convinced that this 88
This has been
team,
a magical year.
well,
Even to end last year, because the seven won a championship. They go this year, and kind of like you said, like
yeah,
Connor
JRM
Zilch is winning
is on
all over the
fire.
place. Anybody that hops in the 88 apparently is in contention for a win.
Well, I'm wondering if it's like a like Mike situation. Like, did that car get zapped with lightning at one point,
Mm,
and now it's like a like Gordon or like I don't know, just anybody that lights the world up on fire as a rookie.
right.
Well, I don't know if Gordon was lighting it up like it is now, but can't really exactly remember his rookie careers. But yeah, no, I was just sitting there. I was like, this 88 car, it's a magical season. No matter what, it's just going to go down. Even with Zilich's stats that are pretty insane right now since the back injury, I think it's going to go down as just a really fun season to look back on. It's like three different winners in one full-time car, and two different crew chiefs won, and one of them being
Yeah.
the owner.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
crazy. So it almost seems unstoppable no matter what. Uh,
Right.
Yeah. So that was really cool to see. But how was the race from your perspective? Y'all, like you said, y'all got wrecked at, with like 10 to go, which was unfortunate. The five car came down and just gave y'all no room. But not of, I don't think it was anybody's fault.
I still have not seen the accident. I'm being dead serious. I don't know what
Let me
happened.
describe it to you like generically. Car,
Okay,
car hit wall. Car
okay,
can't drive, has to come down, turn. And
okay,
then 51 car. Tried to avoid car. Car come down too fast. 51 hit car. And
got it.
essentially,
Yeah, I still have not seen the replay of it or what happened. All I know is we got told, "Hey, hold the reckon ahead, hold the brake, go low." Oh, we're in it.
yeah,
And then I think on the screen they showed him in the grass, so we could kind of see what the car looked like, but I didn't see the actual wreck.
yeah.
So
It was unfortunate. Y'all were hanging around there. I don't know y'all's or even Jeremy's like strategy of how y'all approach
most
these
of
super
our
speedways.
strategy was kind of just avoid the big one if they had one, because we weren't in the big pack. We were kind of right there
Yeah.
behind the big pack for most of the race.
Is that
We really
but that's
didn't we
intentional. It wasn't like a
Yeah, we
performance
didn't
thing.
want to engage much with the big crowd and the big pack
Makes
until
sense.
probably about 10 to go. We were going to start trying to get lined up and get ready to
When you
go
were
to the
10
front.
away,
So, yeah, 10 away,
self-plug.
but it's
Yeah. But then you got your
uh,
pop top or your top popped. Yeah. I tried to
yeah,
make it
man.
work. It didn't work too well. I'm a bit of a
You've
magician
almost
though.
got it. You're
I'm
almost there.
I'd be a horrible magician.
Um,
I'd bring out like just the bunny's head and be like, listen, I almost got there.
right. Yeah,
Kids, look away, but also understand reality is
it
harsh.
sucked. I mean, I'm not gonna lie because Daytona is the one place that we have an overall good shot. We had the fastest lap for
Yeah,
quite
y'all
a
did.
while,
Yeah,
and then the 19 ended up beating us. But no, it's Daytona's probably my favorite track that we go to. I love being there.
it's great
It's just
atmosphere.
always a cool atmosphere. It's a fun race typically. Just the track in and of itself, and I think some of it's because the nostalgia hits me as like we went there as kids growing up
Yeah.
in Central Florida. We drove over to Daytona a lot,
Hmm.
and we went to Daytona, USA. We camped in the infield.
Yeah.
Daytona just holds a special place to me,
Yeah.
and so anytime we're there, I love being in. And everything
Daytona and
is
Charlotte.
nice. Everything about being in Daytona is fun because you're near the beach, and if it's the February race, you're kicking off the season. You're usually going down there to warm weather. You land right behind the racetrack when you fly in. It's got everything.
Yeah.
So it's a cool place.
Yeah.
Got a shout out from a fan here.
What
Katie,
up?
it is
Hello,
Sam's best
Katie.
friend.
Oh,
What's going on, Katie? Um, but yeah, I love Daytona, man. Like I said, Indy's probably up there as one of my favorites, but Daytona's probably my
yeah.
go-to.
That's how I feel like whenever I've gone to like before this one, I went to the past three Daytona races, I think. Maybe two. No, it was just two.
Right. We got
Um,
another comment here from
uh-oh.
Cameron.
Tell
He
me.
wants to know,
What's up,
can
Cameron? Welcome back.
can we expect different strategies with Darlington since trucks have limited sets of good years? I guess we're talking about tires. And
Tell us, Blake.
I mean,
I
honestly,
know the
if
answer,
you're gonna
but
have
I'll let you
limited
answer it.
sources of, if you're gonna have limited sources of tires at Darlington, yeah, you gotta hold on to them and be as smart as you can.
Um,
But I actually don't know the sets. I usually don't know how many sets we have until we get there. So I would take a guess we're gonna have minimum of three, probably four, and if there's a chance to use all four, we're gonna do it. So I imagine I'm running minimum of three pit stops to four pit stops this upcoming weekend.
nice. Sorry, I'm trying to get Lucy under control. She's
Oh,
chewing
you're
on my leg.
all good, man.
She's got a like a dog shoe on because like the pad of her paw, something went happened with it and she was like bleeding from it, but she was also like just nonstop gnawing on it. So I put one of those on. She doesn't know how to walk anymore. So we're
I
slowly
gotcha.
training that. Also, somehow she flipped it upside down to where the rubber sole is just on the top of her paw. So she's going through it as
Interesting.
well. But yeah, that's her fault, not mine. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to Darlington. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Um, but yeah, the Xfinity race, like you said, nothing like terribly crazy. Big wreck or notable wreck didn't really happen till towards the end, took out a lot of people. But let's just look at the top 10 there real quick and move on to Cup. But yeah, it says Connersville. It's a park. Look them in. Um, Yeah, I mean it was that wow. I'm just now noticing JRM 123. But getting towards the bottom, we have Dean Thompson with a seventh place finish. Good on them. Garrett Smithley, eighth. That's a
Nice,
name you don't see
Garrett.
very often. Brendan Poole, cool car. Reminded Brendan Poole's 44 looked like Tony Stewart's old car. I don't know if
Yes, I
you, yeah.
agree.
And then yeah, he got ninth. Yeah, that's really it for the Xfinity series off the top of my head. You got a
Yeah.
comment? You look like you have a
N
comment.
no, so Cameron just said, "Let's bet the house, Lane winning this weekend." I like that comment. But
I like it
to
too.
to bounce back to the Xfinity talk, it was a more overall chill Xfinity race for Daytona, but I enjoyed it. It just sucked we got wrecked and didn't even have a chance to have a good finish.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like y'all. I think y'all could have had a chance. I mean, it was hard to say. I feel like y'all were waiting. It seemed like y'all were just waiting.
I think this past when we were sitting in the plane waiting to take off,
Hmm.
Jacob showed me where the 26, the 45, or not 45, the 44 finished, and we were right there with them. So we ideally probably would have had a top 10
Yeah,
if we didn't get wrecked, but you never know.
yeah. Well, let's get into these. I can't talk tonight. I don't know what's going on.
You need to get
Um,
some dialed in.
send it to me. I'll try it.
Stir my lip.
Yeah, surprise race of the weekend for me was the Cup race. I mean, it was just one of those things where it's like, all right, fuel strategy. I don't know if the I don't know what I don't I'm not trying to look at this race and be like, what was so different that made it better. But I'm just thankful that it was better than normal. It was just really fun to watch because yeah, we went like what a streak of like five races where everyone just complained, 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 and
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
like, what was it? Most of the July races were
yeah.
pretty buns.
So it was a tough summer for NASCAR racing, but Blaney wins in spectacular
Dude, can
fashion
we
again.
talk about that? I remember watching it was like four to go. I happened just to look at the back of the pack, seeing who was
He was like
10th to
13th.
15th. And I was like, Blaney's in like 15th roughly. And I said, I guess he's not going to win because I was expecting probably someone from sixth to first to
Yeah.
make some moves and get to the lead. And then on the final lap, the 12's like pushing the 41, then gets to the lead. And I was like, where
Yeah.
did the 12 come from?
I
So I've seen the in-car camera. I've shared it on Twitter if anybody wants to go check that out.
oh,
It
nice.
is pretty sick. The last three laps of the 12 pushing the 41, and then he sees daylight and he just goes chases it home.
It's going to be an interesting talk. Shout out for this coming episode because we're going to do a kind of a part two follow up with Tyler Mon, Kyle Larson spotter, and it's going to be pretty interesting because Kyle kind of made a decision. They seem to have collectively made a decision that helped that outside line with them dropping the 60 and kind of messed with that momentum. And I feel like that's what that's one thing I'm going to ask him. So tune in, after this comes out, it should be Thursday when Pop and Top will come out. But definitely going to ask him about that, talk to him about it, get his perspective. But yeah, those last like five laps, man, my wife was sitting next to me while watching it, and I know that this car is not, the old cars at these super speedways, and it's complained about a lot. But this race, man, the amount of times her and I were just like, oh, they're gonna wreck. And the amount of times that it just had that moment, and it felt like a genuine like feeling, not like they're just being crazy and chaotic out there. It's just these cars as they when they do start to bump and they're bumping a lot, is you can just see them wiggling, and it's visually it's really cool. Let's just do my scheme shout outs, get this hard decision out of the way. But the 43 was kind of a given. That was a good looking car.
I
Uh,
was actually like, man, if the 43 wins, that'd be pretty sweet
it
because
was, yeah.
it looks beautiful.
Well, he was another one. Speaking of Blaney, he got dropped. I want to say within 10 to go. I can't exactly
Yeah, it
remember.
was
And then
like
he
five
was
or
right
six to
behind
go.
Blaney. He's in the photo at the end. Or no, he might not have been right behind Blaney, but I was like, oh, he got back up there pretty quickly. Um, and then I said the 45. Shout out to his suit,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ronald McDonald.
How they were able to manage to run the rest of the race after
It's
wrecking fairly early on.
crazy.
I was pretty
Yeah.
impressed by that.
And the 45 is actually one of my notes that we'll get into in a second. But then I put down the 23, which kind of surprised me how much I liked it because I'm not a huge camo guy, particularly hunting camo doesn't do it for me. but this is like military-esque. It's not hard hunting camo or hard military either, but I think the orange number on top kind of got me. I didn't know there was an orange number on top until
That's
I
like
saw
what
it.
Chase Elliott's looked like at Charlotte. You remember when I saw it, I was like, dude, that looks great. And
Well,
you're
it
like,
just didn't work for
ah.
me there.
I guess not. I guess you just wanted to be at odds with your wife.
Yeah, I always am. It's just called playing devil's advocate. One thing that was pretty cool about this race, and I don't know if we really saw it in action. I mean, we saw it in action, but not for what it was supposed to be. The A-post flaps.
Those were sick.
Yeah,
I
I
wanted
thought
to
it was
talk
so
about
cool that
that.
they just blended right back
I'll
in.
be honest. How did we not think of that sooner?
I don't know. I'm
Are
curious.
we gonna end up doing like a rear post flap like that, like on both sides of the greenhouse, or is
Yeah,
that gonna be something that we eventually do?
but yeah, it
I
was
know that
really cool.
there's usually the shark fin that bleeds down to the spoiler of
Yeah,
the deck lid. I don't know off the top of my head if they had those this past weekend, but when they showed the A post flap, I was like, that's smart,
yeah.
that's cool. So I
It,
hope we see some more stuff like that.
yeah, it was just cool because you wouldn't notice it while they're racing, and then
Not a bit.
Joey Logano spins are like, oh, or I kind of first saw it at the 45 spinning. I was like, that's I don't even know why
That's
that's cool. Why is
yeah.
that cool to me?
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant. Whoever came
And
up with that, that's
that's another
awesome.
detail to add to a diecast now too, which is pretty cool. But
Good luck.
yeah,
I doubt that'll be ever a thing.
yeah. So yeah, with these
Maybe on
diecasts,
like the 118 scale or something that's a huge die cast.
yeah. But getting into the race, like I don't remember everything about stage one, but I think Ryan Blaney led the most laps just from stage one. So it was kind of a better version of stage two. Stage two probably the dullest, but like there was that spin with who was involved in it with the 45. Oh yeah, the 38
Four. It was Todd
34.
Gilliland.
Yeah, the pickle car. That's right. That was a
Yep.
tough one. Was the pickle car better than Bubba's? It was to me, but I don't know. Um, but yeah, they both it just seemed like Tyler got tight, the 34 was coming down. Just one of those bad timing moments. And yeah, when I saw that happen, I was like, well, there goes his chances of the playoff. Because yeah, he hit the
Yeah.
wall. You're like, oh, he's done. That's why I'm saying this 45 team seems to be pretty lucky. Because I remember back all the way to like Atlanta. I can't exactly remember the situation, but it was like they got lucky because their competition like wrecked early on. And
Yeah.
for some I feel like there's just been several moments for some reason with the 45 team where like they have a lot of notable luck.
Hey,
Everyone's got
sometimes it's
luck and they
better to
need
be
luck, but
maybe it's better to be lucky than good sometimes.
absolutely. But I mean, I'll also say this 48 team, extremely lucky, a 1 in 5 chance of getting through.
Yeah, seriously, there was how many cars finished right there
Yeah.
at the line that were
The
needing a win. There's
41,
three of the
43.
four cars that were in the front of the field needed that win.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of funny hearing like Larson talk about because he was one that they had to talk to because or they did talk to and he was like, yeah, I was just in the midst of all these non-winners and thinking about my teammate not getting in. And yeah, looking at the top five right now, I'd say Ryan Blaney is the only obviously the winner, the only one with a win because then it was Daniel Suarez, Justin Haley, Cole Custer, Eric Jones, and then behind Larson, Chris Buescher and Ty Gibbs. And so like
It was
only
basically nothing but people who hadn't won.
yeah, only four of the top 10 were winners. Um, so yeah, but it was a good race overall. Um, but a big wreck with eight to go in stage one. That's when the 48 and the eight, both notable on the bubble. Um, obviously spoilers that the 48 gets through, but the eight, he's just I just felt bad. I was like, man.
Yeah,
That sucks for them. And he was
yeah.
also my pick to win. I'm like, I'm still trying to analyze, am I good or bad luck if I pick someone to win?
Hey, dude, you actually picked Larson to have a really good weekend or to win when we talked to Tyler, and he had like his best finish there ever. I think he finished sixth. He's never
Yeah.
finished in the top five, so that
Yeah.
still hasn't happened. But I was waiting for the five to get taken out at some point at the end. Just that's their luck there, and I was gonna text you like, it happened, but
Yeah. Well, I was actually more nervous as a Larson fan watching this race because I was sitting there. I was like, hopefully I didn't jinx this. Every time they wrecked, and they wrecked right in front of Larson. I think the big one that we're talking about, that took out the 48 and the 8 was maybe a little bit on Larson's fault. I don't think it was intentional by any means, but um, Bubba comes off the bumper of him, and it's all, and I was like, oh no, here it is. I'm gonna get a
Yeah,
text from Tyler Maud saying thanks a lot. But yeah, it was pretty like nerve-wracking the whole time. I was like, when's he gonna wreck? He just needs to wreck, just get it done with. And then yeah, when I saw they finished, they almost had a chance to win. And I was like, this would be an interesting conversation. But to kind of wrap that up. But yeah, if you haven't watched the first episode we did with Tyler last week, I actually really recommend it. I went back and listened to it myself, and I was only doing it to find time markers um for like editing later on if I can do some shorts, which I already have done one. And I was like, this is actually a pretty interesting thing to listen to. Just industry insider stuff. So yeah, go back and listen to it. We don't plug our old episodes often, only when I really think there's something intriguing related to the races, and we're going to talk to Tyler again about the playoffs coming up. So, but yeah, that big wreck really added to the story of the weekend. We already had the 45 with damage. We're like, oh, like he might not make it due to this, but then the 48 wrecks, and you're like, if there was one other driver that needed to have a better race, it was the 48. Um, yeah, it was just one of those things. And then you're now sitting there watching the whole race, and you're like, man, is this 48 going to get taken out just due to, another lucky winner, or not lucky winner, but like another non-winner getting through? And man, kind of a great race to watch in the way of storylines. And it was a lot of fun.
yeah, I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and I think it was overall a solid weekend. We were at Chris and Megan's, hanging out, and we turned the race on. We were kind of watching it in the background, and we left, came home, and got home, and there was still I can't remember how many laps were left. It was a good bit.
At
I just
least
remember
9.
thinking, no, it was like 30 or 40. I was like,
Nice.
holy crap! So.
Yeah.
It was fun to be able to watch it over there, just kind of have an idea of what was going on. I saw the big wreck, and then I think we left shortly
Yeah.
after the big wreck. So I
Yeah.
didn't get to see a lot of stage two. That was the one
Well,
thing.
that was the fuel
So
saving.
yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of picked up on that it didn't look like anything had happened. Nothing was previewed or showed like, hey, there was a big wreck in stage two. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I was expecting stage two to be three-fourths of the race. That's how I was expecting it to go. That just seems like how it's going. But again, it was a really interesting race in the way the lines on long runs worked pretty differently. Um,
yeah,
and it just, I don't know why. I just kind of seemingly forgotten super speedway style racing over the course of just a kind of like we said a little bit ago, just an intense summer of bad racing where it's like just gridlocked. It feels like they can't pass, they can't do this, can't do that, and expecting Daytona to kind of be what it was on the 500 or whatever, where it's just a lot of just waiting to pass or waiting for it to get intense or something. There was a lull definitely, but I don't know. It felt different this time. And I personally am not going to examine it. I'm just going to take it and walk away. But I also hope NASCAR doesn't use this as the example of that it's working or something's working, you know.
gotta always push to be better, right?
Yeah. And just because we had two good races from tracks that are usually complained about, like I said, this is kind of the theme, I guess, now, but doesn't mean the problem is solved. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
gotta keep
But
working at it. But
to look at the top 10, Daniel Suarez actually had a cool car. The 99
the
was
Coke
it,
car that was kind of an inverted car. It wasn't red, it was white.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, I
maybe
thought
if
that
I
was
saw
pretty
it in
sweet.
person, it would have been different for me, but it was uh my third shout out until like I just looked at Bubba's again. I was like, that one's cool. I like it better. Usually Coke schemes are just an automatic win for me. It just wasn't this time. And even like what was it, the 91 or 92 running a Coke scheme in the Xfinity didn't quite do it for me. Anyways, Justin Haley and Cole Custer, third and fourth, especially Cole Custer. I
I'll
feel
be
like
honest, when
I don't
we
even
were
know if I
watching the
said his name
last
this
lap,
year.
yeah, the last lap, I looked at Sam and I said, I think Cole Custer was about to win because I thought he was about to get a
Yeah,
push coming out of three or coming out of four, and he was behind Blaney. I thought he was going to get a push, and I said, I think the 41's about to win,
yeah.
and it was going to blow up the playoffs because he's like 32nd, 33rd in points. And I was
It's
like,
one of those
oh, here
things.
we go again. It's Harrison Burton all over. Not in a
when I
bad way, but some
when I
teams just
look at the
struggled.
top five, there are three drivers who people probably would have been pretty upset about winning. In the way of playoff, I mean, it would have been like, any of them won, like Eric Jones, it would have been, there's not really a lot of Eric Jones haters. Uh, I could probably say the same about Cole Custer because he's not a controversial guy. Same with Justin Haley. Like, I don't know. None of them, I don't think people would have been upset about them winning. I think it would have been upset about the playoffs and how they're just going to be there and probably get out within the first round.
Right. I mean, that
Yeah.
was like the 21 last year.
Yeah. But yeah, thankfully Ryan Blaney comes in to spoil
He
it.
kind of saved the day for the
Yeah.
48.
He saved the day for NASCAR, is what
Yeah,
happened.
he saved them a lot of people being really pissed off.
I imagine somebody up, I don't know who the higher ups are that really have to really worry about this stuff and make these decisions. That is this playoff system, but like just somebody up there going, "Oh, please don't win. Oh, don't do it. Oh, there's
Yeah,
oh."
I wonder that too. How often are they up there like,
And then they say Blaine and
don't
like,
go,
"Yes."
don't. Yeah, I don't
There's
mean that in a bad way. Just
yeah.
I'm sure they just don't want to feel that heat.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, the only others to really shout out. I mean, not no one really other. I guess maybe Kyle Larson deserves a shout out for getting sixth place. Um,
yeah, I guess we have to talk to Tyler about that tomorrow. Like, hey, dude, y'all didn't wreck.
yeah, I want to talk to him particularly about the move on the 60. I think that's the one I want to
Yeah,
talk
the
about.
60 seemed convinced that if he had a better pusher, he was gonna win. It's like, dude, the guy who was in 13th with two to go won.
Yeah.
Like, you think that you're just locked in because
Well,
you
to
would
be
have had a good
honest, I
push?
think that was the move that made the ending what it was. I think I'm more wondering like if they would have really held off on it a little bit longer. Um, to where it didn't ruin the momentum as much, or maybe messed with the momentum at a certain time. I mean, I just wonder if there is a different way of timing it, in their from their perspective now. If that's something that they would have timed it later, maybe just like right on the last front part of the front stretch or something with a good run. I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Kind of pick their mind about it and be like, why'd you make a dumb decision? I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, I think I only wrote down one question. Uh, and it's kind of something I already said. NASCAR still needs to work on the car just because the past two races have been better. Doesn't mean that their former races, uh, are solved or anything like that. Um, so yeah, I just really hope NASCAR still is moving forward. I think there's the obvious, always trying to be better, but they need like there's still a glaring problem with this car. Um, so I haven't listened to any of the drivers' responses, not post race, but like Denny Hamlin's podcast yet to really get a read on like how they felt about it. I mean, Denny Hamlin had a terrible race, so maybe it's not the best to listen to him, but we'll
Right.
see.
He might not be. Hey, it's Jarius. He's over here on the live stream.
Hello, Jerry's. How are you? How was your weekend? Oh wait, their engine blew up.
It's
So
77. Yeah, how did the 77 do? Did they get
they
wrecked?
they blew up. They
Oh, y'all blew
they
up.
actually they've barely avoided the big wreck. I don't know. You go back and watch that. I think it was maybe Bubba right in front of them.
Yeah, he
What
said
a,
engine blew.
yeah, engine blew up.
I
But
somehow didn't catch that, but that's those are never fun either.
yeah,
When
I'm
the
sure.
engine goes bad.
Cool car.
But
That was another cool car. Man, a lot of cool
good
cars.
scheme.
Yeah, good scheme. Let's talk round of 16 and elimination. So you have to pick your four that you believe are going to get eliminated.
Mm,
Yeah,
it's a tough one. Let's see. Maybe the 21. I don't feel like they've been as consistent as they were at the beginning of the season.
yeah.
Um, I
It,
need to actually
it's
see the whole list, to be honest with you.
well, if you
Do
look
you
at the
have it pulled
list,
up?
I have just my four that I'm gonna pick, and
Okay.
it's really but if you want to look up the list, that way you can have an honest answer or a better answer. Um, but yeah, I'll go with kind of what I feel is the more obvious ones, which was Josh Berry. Even though I think Josh Berry is a secret will be not bad at like Darlington or even Worldwide. Or is it Worldwide? Is that the name of it?
Called Worldwide Technology.
Yeah, and
All
then
right. So,
yeah, Worldwide, and then you have New Hampshire. I don't know. Honestly, wait, is that really it?
all right, let's see. So, Austin Cindric
Oh, I'm
is
looking at the
in.
truck
What race
schedule
did
also.
Austin win?
You won Talladega.
Austin won Talladega?
Yeah, he won back at Talladega. But so let me get through mine real quick though. I do think Josh Berry is kind of my he seems obvious, but at the same time, I also kind of believe that he could be pretty good in this round because Darlington, Worldwide Technology, and Bristol can all fit to his style. Yeah, but I'm like you, I'm not convinced on this 21's consistency. I'm not quite sold on it. Um, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he makes it through. The other one that I feel is a bit more obvious for me is Austin Dillon. And the only
So
reason,
Austin Dillon is the one I would easily be putting out there.
yeah,
That's just the inconsistency, but he, dude, I mean, if he somehow had speed like he had at Richmond, pretty much everywhere,
yeah,
he would have a handful of wins every year.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Ross Chastain.
Oh, I had
I just
Ross.
feel like he's hit and miss.
I feel like Ross was like my hot kind of a hotter take,
Yeah,
but
that was
it's
kind of a
been
hot
hit
take
and
too. I just
miss.
don't feel like he's been like in years past. Ross has been like really just top five
Yeah,
most every week or top 10. I
this
don't
year
feel
they
like I've
just
seen him. He hasn't quite had the speed and consistency as he has in years past. And I love Ross. Like I talked to him at Watkins Glen briefly and stuff. I'm gonna pick Ross. I'll go the 3, the 21, and I'll go SVG does not make it past the first round.
wow, that's interesting. The only reason I didn't pick SVG is because he's got a good amount of cushion points.
16. I mean, if you have like two bad races though, dude, it's
Yeah,
you're probably gonna get swallowed up.
he is like he's kind of like what I would say about Josh Berry is
If he can somehow make it to the round of 8 where
that's what everyone's
Roval's
saying.
in there,
Yeah, that's what everyone's
that would
saying.
be bananas. I want to see the Cinderella story happen. I just don't feel like it will.
I don't really want to see the Cinderella story right now.
I'm
If NASCAR had like more
Mess it up, dude. Mess it
better
up.
like
All the more reason to have them change this format if
I
he does
guess
it.
that's a good point. But yeah, so we have three of the same. Mine's Austin, Dylan, Josh Berry, Ross Chastain. But my other I feel like it's a hot take, but it's really just because it's Tyler Reddick and like I want to believe that, Darlington's a good track for him. I
Well,
don't really
watch
know
him go
his
out and win the first
well, that's
playoff
what
race,
I
and
do think he's a good pick for Darlington no matter what, but it's the same story as Ross Chastain. I just don't trust the team right now. Like they're just pretty inconsistent.
just not
I would
not
say
got
the
the same
23
speed.
is absolutely the better team right now over there. If this was last year, Tyler Reddick would not be on this list because he won the regular season. But um, yeah, the only reason I didn't put Shane Van Gisbergen is because of his cushion points. Like he doesn't have to go light every race up right now. I think they might play it safe for what you're saying is try to get to that round of 8. Um, I do think like Chastain's the only one I have that's above the cut line. And he's only +1. That's the other thing. He has a bad race, like he's in the hole. And I do think Alex Bowman is, I say more consistent, but yeah, he's -5, but that's just, you know, um,
I say Ross, but I also could even say Ross is the biggest underdog because he's won at Phoenix in the next gen car, and if he gets going, gets some momentum, gets some speed, like I mean, he could get a win or two, and next thing you know, he's going to Phoenix and
I would say
he's
that
won
about
there.
any other year. Because he won
I haven't seen the
Nashville,
one have
or
the
not
normal
Nashville, sorry.
speed.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he won the
He
600, but
won
like
the
never
600.
really lit up any other race after that I can
No,
remember.
I thought that he might take off after that. They would be
That's what I thought too.
more confident, but then who knows? Maybe they've been playing with a lot of setups
And there are
since they
some that
won.
are maybe above the cut line that I could see. Like Joe Logano is another one that's like the Penske's cars. Yes, they blow up during the playoffs, especially Logano, but him and Austin Cindric, I'm just not sold on Penske right now. I have a hesitancy with it, but yeah, so we have three of the same. Just to say it again, though, I'll say my four, and then you say yours. But I think the four that will be eliminated: Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, Josh Berry, Ross Chastain. You say your
Yeah, I'm
four.
going SVG, Josh Berry, Austin Dillon, and Ross Chastain.
Nice. All right. So to finish out the episode, let's talk about the upcoming two races this weekend. Trucks and Cup will be in Darlington, and Xfinity will be in Portland. Give me your predictions.
So for Xfinity, let's see. I think SVG is a full-time Xfinity driver, so he's going to be out there. So I would pick SVG. He won it last year. That's a given.
Wait,
Um,
SVG?
I'm pretty sure SVG's running Xfinity because he's a full-time Xfinity driver.
He's a
Or is
full-time
he
cup
full-time
driver.
full-time Cup, part-time Xfinity? And then it was Connor that's full-time Xfinity, part-time Cup. I'm getting them confused.
Yeah.
So no, I
And
but I
he's
don't
not
think
on the entry list, so.
I don't think Connor's running the full race again. He might be just collecting points.
Oh, really?
Might be. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe he goes out and races the whole race. I don't see them needing him to like make his injury worse. I feel like it's going to
Yeah.
be another start the race, run a couple laps, and then get out of the car. Um, let's go over here. I'll go over to the schedule.
Looking at the entry list right now, it just came up, so that's nice.
What's the entry list look like?
The only notable one I've seen so far is Will Brown in the 11, which is pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and do mine real quick because I have mine kind of ready to go. My cup pick
Okay.
is Kyle Larson. I think he is pretty good this track. We all know that. This is not me being a Larson fan. I legit like just looked through it and I was like, I think, especially coming off Daytona the way they did, I think if they have enough momentum to go into arguably one of their best tracks, to really light it up. But at the same time, it's a track that you can mess up pretty quickly too. Um,
Right.
so we'll see how it goes. Yes, I'm a Larson fan, but this is just a straight up pick. I also could see Hamlin doing it again. Um, William Byron's pretty good there too. And honestly, my wild card pick, if I had to do Larson in the wild card, my wild card's Briscoe.
Okay.
I mean, if you can
Yeah,
win
if
at
I'm
Stewart Haas
going,
and then get to a grade A team,
he really likes Darlington.
yeah,
So, if I'm picking for Cup, I'm going. I'm gonna go Byron. He was
that's a
fast
good
here
pick.
earlier this year, and he's won this race before. Yeah, he's won this race before. He won it in that Jeff Gordon throwback scheme, the
Yeah.
brown chrome illusion car,
Oh yeah, yeah.
whatever it's called. I'm going Byron, and my dark horse would be. Mm,
Every time you say dark horse, I think you're just gonna automatically pick a Ford.
if I go dark horse, I'm gonna pick Christopher Bell, and that's not a dark horse pick.
No, that's the thing. Like there's a lot of the great drivers. Uh, you can pick any of them to win here. There's really not like a horrible
Honestly, somehow
driver.
Denny's gonna end up winning it again.
That's how I feel. He's got a good season going for him. So, I mean, besides
Yeah,
Daytona,
I'm gonna go 24 and my second pick would be the 20. And that's like I said, that's not even a dark horse pick.
yeah. For Xfinity, I had Zillich, but I'm going to change mine to Will Brown. I want to see that. I want to see Will Brown win. I want to see another Australian come through. And I don't know if he is
Okay.
Australian. I don't know much about him, but I know he's coming from the same series. But yeah, he's my Xfinity
I'm
pick.
gonna go, someone I think that it's a pretty dang good road course racer that it gets overshadowed because SVG's in the field a lot. I'm gonna go Sam Mayer.
That is true. That is true.
Sam Mayer
Um,
and dark horse to win. I will go with in my opinion, this is a pretty big dark horse win. Sammy Smith. I
really?
feel like he's been pretty good on the road courses, and he just finished what, third this past weekend. So
I
I think
can't
he
remember.
finished third. He
Oh,
finished,
Sammy Smith? I think it was second.
yeah. Was he
Um,
second?
yeah, I have it right here. Yeah,
He's
second.
starting to show a lot more consistency,
He is.
in my opinion. I feel like the eight's been much more at the front, better track position overall.
Hmm.
If you'd asked me this like a year ago, I had a different feeling, but he's showing a lot more promise.
There's a lot of TBDs or TBAs in here. Yeah, I mean, since you're just talking about dark horses for Xfinity, I'll pick one. I wasn't anticipating that, but honestly, I'm going again, I like making wild picks in the Xfinity series. Austin Green in the 32 for
He does like
Jordan
road
Anderson.
courses.
He's I think a lot of his starts he's finished pretty well.
Yeah,
Which is kind of
top
surprising.
tens, top
So,
five,
yeah,
but
gosh, I hate this hat
um,
sometimes. But
I think it's overall going to be a fun weekend. I'm excited for Darlington. Darlington's top five of favorite tracks that we go to because atmosphere, old school vibe. Track
mhm.
is gritty. makes us makes us it makes the drivers work harder and pit crews are more valuable. So I can't wait to go out and have a good weekend with my guys on the 34.
Well, so is that your pick for? Obviously, I mean that's a
Oh
great pick.
yeah.
I would pick it as well. But I feel like
You
I would
can
go,
lock it in if it's truck series every weekend,
yeah,
34.
hit
And I'm not even gonna
34
pick
and the
a
11.
second.
I mean, you don't need to. This was, you're on a very competitive team. I'm gonna say wild card because I do believe the 34 has a great chance. So does the 11. Those are always the two that seem to be the best by the end. But we saw a brief glimpse of Corey Day at IRP that I
Yep.
think we might see at Darlington. I think
Okay.
Darlington could play to his skill set well. I don't know. I can't remember if he ran early. Or did y'all run Darlington earlier this year?
Not in
I have a
trucks.
horrible memory. But yeah, so
It's
I'm
okay.
curious to see him there. We'll see.
Yeah, I
Um,
like that pick. That's a cool pick.
but yeah, I think
Let's
that
go
does
have
it.
some fun. Get in the first race of the playoffs, get the monkey off our back, kind of get a feel for the pressure we're gonna be under.
Yeah.
I'm excited and let's go 34.
Yeah, hopefully
Uh,
yeah, you'll have a good race, a good weekend. Or I mean
Wish you
even
were
for
coming over like we had originally planned. That would have been fun.
yeah, yeah, bit of behind the scenes talk. I was trying to go over to do some like some I guess I hate the word content sometimes, but content for the channel, but it just didn't work out. Flights got really expensive really quickly for me.
Yeah,
Just kind
maybe
of
we could loosely plan for Phoenix. That's a little bit closer to you.
I was actually at a wedding last night where the parents are from Phoenix. I love the parents, they're great. And I told them as a way of just conversation, but in my head it made sense. I was also three Modelo's deep, and I was like, I might be in Phoenix in early November. And then
There
I
you
walked away, I
go.
was like, I could go to Phoenix early. That's actually a very plausible thing.
Yeah, it's Halloween night because they were talking
So,
about Halloween last night
oh,
at
is it? I
the
would said in early November. Whoa,
Halloween night and then
what a
November
spooky
1st,
race.
November 1st and 2nd. So
Um,
they were asking though about Halloween and I was like, I'm gonna be really stressed on Halloween. I don't know about you guys,
because everything's
but
scary. Um,
yeah, I'm gonna be scared if I mess up or if we
yeah,
don't win.
it'll be a
Not in the way if we don't win, but
you're hoping for a
it'll
treat
be
rather than the trick.
100%.
But
But I also want to go ahead and put this out there as
oh.
just a tidbit for a future Pop and Top episode. We are going to have a mental health episode come out next week, most likely. And it sucks because of the timing of it. We'd already started talking about doing one episode sometime in the near future. Gives us all the more reason we lost one of our pit crew brothers sometime this past week. I don't know all the details. I don't want to say anything on this and then it'd be totally wrong. I just know that our good buddy Zach Yeager passed away sometime this week. He did not make it to the plane Friday, so there was some concern on Friday from the team. I didn't even know about it. Um, I saw all those guys at the track, but nothing got out somehow, and they found him Saturday. So it was pretty sad to find out what happened last night, but it's going to be reiterated a lot on the Pop and Top episode. But if you're struggling mentally, talk to somebody. I mean,
Yeah.
I've said it to a bunch of people before. I'd rather take a phone call at 2 in the morning than hear you didn't make it and I got to go attend the funeral.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, just a brief glimpse for me. I think about this a lot when I'm on the outside of, I'll have dark moments and a lot of those dark times where a night's just getting long and you just none of your thoughts to yourself are good. It almost feels a bit dangerous after a while. You know, I it's always good to have those people around, but yeah, the nights get long, but just know that the day will come and there will be a better moments ahead. That's kind of something I keep telling myself now. But yeah, we will talk more about it in an episode coming, and we're still planning it out, figuring out when it's going to come. We have a pop and top kind of follow up coming out this week. We talked about it before, but just really want to promote that real quick before we go because I I didn't know I would enjoy talking to Tyler this much. I mean, he drives or he spots for one of my favorite drivers, and but yeah, just talking to him, I said there's a lot of good stuff here, and I'm looking forward. He's got a lot of good insight, a lot of great stories about the industry that he's had, and it's also fun because him and Blake have a pretty deep history. But I've enjoyed every pop top we've done so far. This one has a bit more of a special meaning, and just because I even remember Tyler from when I lived in, him coming over to hang out and stuff. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, something felt pretty full circle about it. But yeah, that being said, look forward to these two popping topics coming out and
Absolutely. Yep, this
check
will
them
be
out.
out Wednesday, 7 a.m. Eastern time, typically is when it drops.
Yeah,
And then Pop and Top should be out Thursday sometime.
same
And
time. Yeah,
should be a great 2 episodes. So
check them out.
yeah, to reiterate, if you're struggling mentally, talk to somebody. It's been kind of a downer of a last 24 hours, find out the news, but we will have an episode to talk about that here in the near future. And for 10 away.
Whoa,
Yep, we're getting spooky in here.
yeah,
That's it for 10 Away episode 21.
10 away, time to go away. All right,
10 away.
see ya.
5, 4, 3,